Continuing coverage tonight, the Cape Fear Community College Board of Trustees has taken a lot of flack in the last 2 months over the hiring process for the new college president. There was never an official search conducted, and the announcement that Jim Morton would be the next president of CFCC took a lot of people by surprise. Today, for the first time, the chairman of the board of CFCC sat down exclusively with WECT's Ann McAdams to defend their handling of the matter. And what did he say?
Well, Fran, for starters, he wanted to make it very clear that they were more transparent in this process than they have been given credit for.
On March 22nd, CFCC announced they'd hired Jim Morton to take over the school. The week before, Chairman Matt White says the board met in open session about presidential selection criteria.
Not one person from the press, media, of any type was here. Nobody. So we're transparent, but you got to help us be transparent.
The board has a lot of meetings, and we unfortunately missed that one, despite being invited. But it was extremely unusual to hire a president before even advertising the position, so it caught a lot of folks by surprise. White says they were not trying to sneak anything past anyone, but they realized a good employee when they saw one in Jim Morton.
It was not a predetermined thing. It was a thing that I think when people looked at it logically, we made the decision to take a known commodity, basically. And people have asked me, since all of this negative things have been coming out, would you do it again? And my answer is yes.
White and fellow trustee Pat Cusack say Morton has done more to advance the college in his 6 months at the helm than his predecessors did in the last 5 years combined. They noted improved relationships with local employers and better online programming for students as examples. Still, some people feel Morton got special treatment.
How do you ease people's fears that this is a good old boy system?
You know, in the last couple of years, as I've been more involved in the community, it's been amazing to me to see, as you said, that's a double-edged sword. You have one side that says, oh, it's just the good old boy system, and then you have the other side that you firmly know is a critical thing to be connected in the community. No, it's a relationship business. I mean, that's what life is all about, is being able to know the people that you need to be in front of.
While the board has been criticized because Morton does not have a PhD, many trustees feel that is less important than it used to be. They say running a community college is a lot like running a very large business, and they feel that business acumen and leadership skills will be more important than a PhD in the future. Fran?
All right, thanks, Dan.
His candor with bad news was a big reason CFCC trustees chose Jim Morton as the new college president.
We need somebody in place that's going to give us the news, the true and accurate news. Don't sugarcoat the numbers for us, and then all of a sudden we find out that's not the case. That's not true leadership. True leadership is probably, had to be pretty difficult for Jim to come to the board and say, oh, by the way, these numbers aren't right. I've looked into the numbers and we're down 18% and we need to do something to fix it.
The number of students attending Cape Fear Community College has dropped by 5,000 since the 2010 school year. The economy is better now, which means more people are employed and don't need to go to school. But trustees also say CFCC has not been doing all it needed to do to recruit students.
But I think a lot of it is we haven't kept up with the times. We have not had the student services that we have that's being developed now, and you'll read about it. With so many things that we are still acting like we acted 25 years ago.
Trustees say Jim Morton is actively marketing the school to new students and spending the college's money more efficiently to minimize the need for layoffs. He is also trying to be more in tune with the needs of local employers and is currently offering short-term training in masonry, carpentry, HVAC, and plumbing after hearing from the booming construction industry there is not enough skilled labor in the local workforce to fill those jobs.
Jim and this team of people are working themselves to death. They don't want to, other schools have announced layoffs. We don't want to have any layoffs. They are trying to cover people not losing jobs. Some I'm sure will before it's over. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But they're trying to figure more efficient ways of doing things, better ways, things that we can keep our staff and keep our people, and yet maybe absorb some of these costs by doing it a better way.